now, from the makers of Cold Water Omo,
the conference room of the Capital Land and Development Company is large, imposing, and dominated by a large oak desk and 7 chairs. At the moment of starting this story, it is empty. Miss Charles, an attractive, icily efficient young woman, is placing pads and pencils around the desk. Having done so, she glances at her watch and moves to the door. Before she gets there, it opens. Sir Jeremy Broadfoot enters.
Everything is set for tomorrow morning's board meeting, Sir Jeremy.
Good. Thank you, Miss Charles.
If there's nothing else, I'd like to get away early.
Certainly.
Thank you.
Important date tonight, Miss Charles?
I just wish to leave early. Good night, Sir Jeremy.
Miss Charles left the room and the building with cold dignity. Sir Jeremy permitted himself a smile as he watched her climbing into her car. What he didn't see was another car parked across the road. It had 2 men in it. They watched Miss Charles drive off. They saw Sir Jeremy draw the curtains of the conference room. They looked at each other, removed a suitcase from the back seat, and one of them said,
"Overture and beginners, old man. 5 minutes to go and curtain up."
The Avengers.
John Steed and Emma Peel, The Avengers.
Episode 1 of this story, in which John Steed and Emma Peel start their investigations into a murder case that has overtones of old-time vaudeville. The case of... Stop me if you've heard this. The 2 men in the car were Merry Maxie Martin and his partner, Jolly Jenkins. Maxie, round, chubby, and smiling, was a happy man. Jolly, morose, thin, and miserable. Maxie smiled in anticipation of what lay ahead. He indicated the Capital Land and Development Building. Jolly agreed with a languid nod of the head. They left the car, crossed the road, and let themselves into the building. In the corridor that led to the conference room, they stopped. Maxie put down the suitcase.
This'll do all right. Quick change.
Right. Ta-tum, ba-bum, ta-tum, ba-bum, ta-ta-ta-ta-tum, ta-tum.
Boom, boom. Open up. We're in the wings.
Jolly Jenkins opened the case, and from it took a battered straw hat, a false shirt front, and a magician's wand. Maxie donned a coloured bowler with blonde straw hair attached and placed a clown's red ping-pong ball over his nose. They both changed their shoes. Jolly into a pair of tap shoes, Maxie into the oversized clown's shoes. In a matter of seconds, they were ready.
This is it. Come on, we're on.
Inside the conference room, Sir Jeremy looked up in surprise, wondering who could be arriving so late. He hardly had time to say,
"Come in,"
when the door burst open, and the act began.
You've got to S-M-I-L-E. To be
What the devil?
H-A-P.
Who are you?
I say. Would you care to hear what the girl said to the sailor?
Certainly not.
What sort of joke is this? Now look here. You may think that this is very funny.
No, not funny, old man. Not funny.
I'll tell you what is funny. A man was walking down the street. He met his pal who'd been married for 50 years. He said, "Here, ever thought of divorce during your marriage?"
And the other fellow said, "No, only murder."
Here, speaking of murder, this'll just kill you.
Maxie drew a large, long-barreled pistol from his pocket. He pointed it at Sir Jeremy and fired. Sir Jeremy, a look of utter bewilderment on his face, clutched at his chest. A red stain appeared on his white shirt, spreading over his fingers as he slowly fell across the desk. Dead. The 2 men hardly gave him a glance, but with a hand on each other's shoulders, they made a typical vaudeville exit from the room.
Oh, we're very, very sad that you've had to leave us, but when you've gotta go, you've gotta go.
Much later, another car made its way through the web of streets towards the Capital Land and Development Building. It was Steed's car. He was at the wheel, Mrs. Peel alongside, with a very intricate street map.
Where are we now?
Page 31.
Oh, that helps a great deal.
Oh, sorry. According to this, we should just have passed over a couple of squiggly lines with a blob at the end.
A railway bridge.
And dead ahead is a broad band with zigzags.
What? That's the Thames.
Oh, well then we take the first left before that.
Right.
No, left.
I mean right. Left.
We sound like a music hall act. Right, I mean. Oh, forget it. It's the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the right.
Gotta be right this time.
How was Sir Jeremy Broadfoot killed?
Shot. The boys moved in, cleaned the place up, left everything for us.
Signs of a struggle?
Oh, not at all. This car may be tricky to handle in a confined
I
area,
meant Sir Jeremy. Any signs that he's... Left?
Taken by surprise.
I know, but I realized we should...
I meant Sir Jeremy. No sign of a struggle. He was taken by surprise.
Or knew the murderer. Now we want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11th on the right. That is... Yes. Then we are... Oh, dear.
From where I sit, it looks as though you've got the map upside down.
It is. Upside down.
Well, then we'll just have to go back to the beginning and... Hey, look.
The Capital Land and Development Company. Stop! But how?
Never question the dark mystique of fortuity, Mrs. Peel. Just close the darn map and get out. Let us hasten to the scene of the crime.
Some minutes later, Steed and Mrs. Peel were in the conference room, gazing down at the chalk markings on the floor which outlined where Sir Jeremy had slithered off the oak desk.
I suppose the whole place has been what the crime writers call thoroughly searched.
Thoroughly.
Mrs. Peel reached down under the desk and retrieved a magician's wand. She gazed at it reflectively.
The results are waiting for us in Sir Jeremy's private office. This way.
Oh, right.
Mrs. Peel, aren't you forgetting something?
It's 241 shopping days to Christmas? No?
No.
Oh! It's your birthday?
No. Why have we been called in?
Well, that's a good thought. Why have we been called in?
Well, this company, the Capital Land Development Company, have just landed the contract.
Ah, I see. What contract?
Cupid.
Cupid?
Cupid.
Who is he?
What is it? In the event of war, where would the government want to go?
The moon?
Ah, no, quite the opposite. Underground. Cupid. C-U-P-I-D. The Cabinet Underground Premises in Depth. That'll be built by this company.
Oh. So naturally, when one of their directors gets popped off...
We are very concerned. Now, let's look at the evidence.
Okay. What's Exhibit 1?
A footprint found in the grounds outside.
They took a plaster cast, I hope.
They did indeed. This is it.
Steed indicated a cast of a large clown's shoe. Small heel. All foot.
There's something written on it.
Yes, a footnote, as it were. Despite the size of the shoe, the impression depth suggests the person was of normal height.
Not a giant.
No. Unless, of course, he was a remarkably thin one.
A dieting giant? Can't be very common.
What have you got there?
Oh, this?
Mrs. Peel waved the stick she'd picked up.
Oh, this stick. I picked it up in the other room under the desk. It seems to be...
At the wave of the wand, it sprouted paper flowers.
Ah, a bunch of flowers. For you, Steed, with my love.
A quick drive away from the Capital Land and Development Company is a variety artist's rest home. It's called Gresham Grange, or more commonly known as Grease Paint Grange. In the main hall is a tiny proscenium arch, and on the small stage is a permanent Punch and Judy theatre. A collection of old-time actors and musicians gathered around it in movable wooden chairs. The show was a late one, but the audience was rapt in attention. In the front row sat Maxie Martin and Jolly Jenkins. Punch pushed onto the platform a gallows and hammered on the wooden stand.
Excellent, gentlemen. There were no complications?
None. Exactly as he says. It went exactly as rehearsed.
And you're quite certain you were not seen?
Oh, quite certain. Not a cell was about.
Just like first house on a Monday.
We didn't get an hand.
Gentlemen, ladies, please, quiet. I must remind you that Sir Jeremy was only one of the board. Our work must continue.
I agree. No resting, even matinees on the weekends.
A long run, that's what we are after.
Our revenge will not be complete until all the directors are gone. Look at this, gentlemen. This is a portrait of another director of the Capital Land and Development Company. His name is the Honorable Thomas Randolph Cleghorn. He is your next victim. Strike. Strike now. Now. He must be killed.
Kill.
Killed. 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 Killed.
John Steed and Mrs. Peel found themselves assigned to an unusual murder case. Murder cases weren't really their department. Normally, it would be a police or a Scotland Yard matter. But Sir Jeremy Broadfoot was an extremely important man whose company had just landed a secret government project. He had been shot dead, and his death might jeopardize the government planning. So, Steed and Emma Peel found themselves looking into things. They hadn't got very far, and certainly didn't anticipate that another murder had been arranged. The victim this time was the Honourable Thomas Randolph Cleghorn, who was extremely fond of hunting, shooting, and fishing. He was very much a hunting, shooting, and fishing man.
Yes. Splendid day for a shoot, Ponsonby.
Oh, rather.
Water looks fine. Plenty of fowl here. I should get a brace of plump duck within the hour.
Should do.
Look, I'll take the far shore side. You work round to the woods over there. Flush 'em out. Ducks will rise on this marsh. I'll give 'em a duck call.
Oh, great.
Listen. There, see?
But what Cleghorn didn't know was that some little way away, in the marshland, merry Maxie Martin and Jolly Jenkins, attired in their stage outfits, were sitting in a flat punt. Jenkins blew through a musical instrument and repeated the duck call.
Oh, that'll get 'em, Jolly. They'll be folded in the aisles. Got the feathers ready?
Feathers at the ready, Maxie. Ta-dum, ta-dum, ta-dum.
Dum-da-da-da-da-dum, da-da-da-da-dum, da-da-dum. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the most death-defying act since William Tell and the apple.
Maxie stooped low into the boat and put on the colourful bowler. On the top of it was an artificial duck.
Play it again, Jolly. Encore! Play it again.
Maxie stood up in the punt. The artificial duck appeared above the reeds.
Cool, near thing. Like facing rotten eggs at the old Empire Hartlepool. Here, Jolly boy, throw the feathers, mate, throw the feathers.
Jolly Jenkins threw a handful of feathers into the air, and they both crouched low in the punt. A few minutes later, Cleghorn splashed his way through the marsh, crashing through the reeds, confident of a kill.
I say. Would you care to hear what the girl said to the sailor?
Oh, don't be disgusting.
Perfectly correct. I thank you. We always hit 'em hard, knock 'em in the house like this.
And this. And this.
And this.
Maxie and Jolly made their exit in the punt.
Oh, we're very, very sad that you've had to leave us, but when you've gotta go, you've gotta go.
What do you think it is, Steve?
Red ping-pong ball with a hole in it. Concentrate on the game. I thought you were good at table tennis.
I am. Come on, your service.
16-7.
Of course, it needn't have anything to do with the murder.
It was found on the scene of the crime, near Cleghorn's body.
Yes, so you said. But the Honourable T.R. Cleghorn was drowned.
And bopped on the head, severely. Very badly bashed on the top of his artistic cranium.
Bopped with the traditional bopper, in fact.
A blunt instrument. There.
Shot.
Oh, none of it makes much sense. Gigantic footprints, sticks that turn into bunches of flowers, and now red ping-pong balls.
Well, perhaps I'll stand more chance of beating you if I used the red ping-pong ball. Or wore it as a nose. Hey, Steed. Da-da-da-da-da-da, all the world loves a clown.
Mrs. Peel popped the red ball onto the end of her nose and did a little clown's dance.
Now, why the devil didn't I think of that? Of course. Come on, Mrs. Peel. I've got another job for you.
You're joking.
Oh, I'm not. I'm not even clowning. Come on.
The Variety Organization's makeup registration office in Stepney consists of 2 very crowded rooms and only one person. The person is Miss Marcia Rugman, a small lady, nervous and highly strung. She'd led a very checkered life, having been a singer, a dancer, a trapeze artist, a wardrobe mistress, a dresser, and now keeper of records. When Mrs. Peel walked into the building, Miss Rugman was painting an egg. She was painting most meticulously the face of a clown upon it, noting every detail of its distinctive makeup. Mrs. Peel rang the doorbell rather loudly. Miss Rugman gave a start, the egg rolled off the desk and broke.
Oh, dear. That's the second today. Oh, all right. Patience. Yes?
Marcia Rudman, makeup registration?
Yes?
Emma Peel. I phoned you earlier to ask for information. May I come in?
Come in. Oh, that's most unusual.
Is it? I thought these were public offices.
But that's the trouble. They're too public. Oh, all right. Come in if you must, but kindly notice the notices.
Mrs. Peel looked around the walls. There were many notices, all exhorting callers to take care.
Don't tread carelessly or bang into anything. Don't swing handbags. Don't talk loudly. Don't bounce on your toes. Don't vibrate. Don't even breathe near eggs. Just don't.
One section particularly could apply to you, the handbag. You see, I have to take these precautions. Every clown's makeup in this section is carefully recorded on an egg and stored in those long racks. Every clown's face registered and copyrighted, all on large-sized eggs. Oh, if they ever broke...
Omelettes for life?
This is not funny, Mrs. Peel.
Oh, sorry. I want to trace a clown, a red-nosed comedian.
What does he look like?
Ah, well, that's the trouble. We have so little to go on, except this.
Mrs. Peel drew from her pocket the red ping-pong ball with the hole in it.
Of course, to me, it's just a red ping-pong ball, but perhaps...
It will take time. Colour, shape. It will take time. But just leave it to me. I'll trace it. Yes, leave it to me.
Miss Marcia Rugman may have been confident that she could trace this red-nosed comic, but the board of the Capital Land and Development Company weren't so sure it would do any good.
A red-nosed comedian? Oh, really, Steed?
Well, that's the line we're following, Lord Dessington.
But where's the sense in it? 2 of our board have been murdered. You're trying to tell us that some fellow with a red nose...
would be excellently disguised. Not so, Seagrave?
Steed's got a point there, my lord. All clowns look alike.
What do you think, Wiltshire?
I prefer a good baritone myself, or a troop of gals, High-stepping young fillies. No disguising their charms.
That's hardly the point. I still say, what's the sense in it, Steed? You were brought in because of Project Cupid, because the murders might be part of a bigger plot to wreck the project, and now we're talking about comedians.
The whole thing's been trouble from the very start. This project...
Oh, come now, Wiltshire.
What do you mean, trouble? I thought it had all gone smoothly.
And so it has, Mr. Steed. As the youngest member and accountant...
you know least about it, Seagrave. What about the fights we've had? Bradfoot and Cleghorn arguing about the choice of materials, you and Dessington over the choice of subcontractors.
Perfectly normal on a project of Cupid size. Natural to have disagreements on perfectly amicable terms.
Yes, well, I won't keep you any longer, gentlemen. I don't have to warn you to be on your guard.
Against comedians? What'll he do? Tickle us to death?
It won't be a joking matter. Oh, incidentally, Mr. Seagrave, you were wrong about all clowns looking the same. Every clown registers his personal makeup. It's copyright. They can all be traced. That's what we're working on at the moment. Well, good day.
Later, in Greasepaint Grange, Punch, from his stage, was holding forth.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have summoned this meeting because we do have an emergency.
An emergency? What is it? We were all set to play the game with Wiltshire.
Wiltshire will have to wait. This concerns part of your makeup, carelessly left at the scene of the last crime.
Oh, that was only a facial extremity, a scarlet proboscis,
A nose by any other name. It was a vital clue to your identity. You have both been wearing full stage makeup.
Well, I work best when I'm in
I
costume.
feel naked without it.
He's right.
We work the act like this all the time.
Quite. But your makeup is distinctive to you.
Well, of course it is. If I found out anybody was pinching my eggs, you know what The registration offices. Miss Rugman.
Exactly. She is the emergency. She must be disposed of. What do you say to that?
Kill! Two members of the board of directors of the Capital Land and Development Company had been murdered, and John Steed and Emma Peel were, frankly, baffled. The only real clue they had was a theatrical one, a red nose in the shape of a ping-pong ball. The sort of nose a clown would wear. Not much to go on, except that every clown has to have his makeup registered. Mrs. Peel had gone to the registration offices and interviewed a nervous little lady named Marcia Rugman. Miss Rugman had promised to identify the red nose from the hundreds she had registered. Mrs. Peel was content to wait. John Steed was resigned to waiting. But Mary Maxie Martin, who owned the nose, wouldn't wait a moment longer.
Come on, we got to get there fast, Jolly.
Don't call us. We'll call you. Here we go.
No, not that fast. We don't want to end up dead like the rest of them. No, not that slow. We'll never get there at this pace.
You know something, Maxie? What? I think you better drive.
I don't wish to know that. Kindly leave the stage. Look, the whole act's been like a hearse all week. It's either Miss Rugman's hearse or it's a double bill affair. Yours and mine. Carry on, but for heaven's sake, find a place.
I think it's down a bit and then second on the prompt side.
Then get there, will you? This is the most important date we've ever had, Jolly. Get there.
Miss Marcia Rugman had worked quietly but thoroughly for hours, going through all the clown's makeups illustrated upon her countless rows of eggs. She sighed impatiently.
Takes so much time. There are so many faces and so few clues. Think, I might just put my finger on him at any moment. And then again, of course, it could take days.
Miss Rugman stretched out a nervous hand.
This could be it. Yes, I think so. Now, all I have to do is to ring Mrs. Peel and report the whole matter. Peace at last.
As Miss Rugman made her way towards the small outer office which contained the telephone, a fanlight in the storeroom opened.
Careful now, Jolly. Any noise is going to spoil our whole entrance. Right. Great, here I come. Good. Where is the old bag? Must be through in the other office. Okay, Jolly, let's try the old banana routine. Suits me.
Miss Rugman was on the phone to Emma Peel.
Hello, Mrs. Peel. Yes, Marcia Rugman of Variety Registration.
Oh, yes. Have you any news for me?
Yes, I think so. The red nose seems to be identical to that used by a variety comedian known as... Oh dear, something's happening. Hold on.
Here we go, Jolly. A 1, a 2, a 3. I say. Would you care to hear what the girl said to the sailor?
That is ridiculous.
Perfectly correct, I think, oh.
Now, what is this? What's going on? What do you think
There was a large banana skin in the way. Miss Rugman, in her concern, didn't see it until too late. She ended up under a bench. Maxie produced his toy pistol, and he and Jolly went into their exit routine.
Oh, we're very, very sad that you've had to leave us, but when you gotta go, you gotta go.
It was Miss Rugman. She sounded as though she had something to tell me. Then she was called away, and there was some crazy type singing going on. I think the old girl's in trouble. You better come with me, Steve?
By the time Steed and Emma Peel had broken into the registration offices, Maxie and Jolly had, of course, left. Miss Rugman didn't look a pretty sight, lying on the floor amongst the broken eggs and the filing cabinets.
All the king's horses.
And all the king's men. Poor thing, nasty mess.
What the devil was she about to tell you?
We shall never know.
I sincerely hope we shall. Now, let's see, she was on the telephone. That's through here. Yes, the phone's still off the hook. Ah, what's this on the writing pad?
Hey, let me see. A red-nosed comedian, the registration of Mary Maxie Martin.
We could be getting somewhere at last.
Congratulations. Congratulations to Maxie and Jolly. Superbly executed, if you will forgive the pun.
The egg woman can't give us away now, eh, Jolly? That's no yoke, eh?
They don't call Maxie the man with a million cracks for nothing.
What next, Mr. Punch? Or rather, who is next?
Back to the directors, of course.
Wiltshire. We had a new routine all worked out for him, didn't we, Jolly?
Sure. This one will go like a bomb, Mr. Punch. Like a bomb.
Right. Wiltshire it is, then. But first...
Yes?
First, I think you must think carefully. Is there anyone else who could give you away? Anyone who knows your act well?
No, everyone we know is dead.
Yeah, or soon will be.
Right. Then you'd better get off to rehearse. We don't want anything to go wrong.
It won't, we promise you. Split-second timing. That's been the secret of our success. Come on, Jolly. Let's give him the old Tabex in. La-dum-ba-dum-bum-bum.
Oh, we're very, very sad that we have to leave you. But when you gotta go, you gotta go.
Meeting dismissed. That concludes our session.
Here, there's just one thing, Mr. Punch.
Oh? Yes. Who is it? Letty LaRue, the lass from Lancashire. What is it, Letty?
You asked if there was anyone who knew Max's act. Well, what about the gag writer?
Gag writer?
Aye. I work through all the halls up north with Maxie and Jolly. They always have the same gag writer.
You think he might give something away?
Max and Jolly haven't really worked for years, but they could be traced through the gag writer.
Quiet. Anyone know the name of this gag writer?
Marler. Bradley Marler. That's his name. Bradley Marler.
So this Mary Maxie Martin hasn't really been in work for ages, Steve.
Resting, Mrs. Peel.
And what are we doing in this sleazy place?
Bradley Marler.
Who's he?
A writer. The only person I can find who might lead us to Mary Maxie. He used to write his material for him.
Gag writer? I've never met one of those before.
Well, it's always nice to have a new experience. Here we are.
Come in.
Bradley Marler was an experience. Wearing dirty slacks and an enormous sweater, he was sitting behind a rickety desk peering at a typewriter. Papers fell from the desk, spilling over the floor. He looked up and ran his fingers through long, unkempt hair.
Bradley Marler?
If I'm not, I'm having a great time with his wife. Great time with his wife. Not bad, eh? Jot that down.
Beg your pardon?
It's a joke. Great time with his wife, and I'm not even married. Well, perhaps not.
Yes, well, I'm John Steed. This is Emma Peel.
Steed and Peel. No, never heard of you. Song and dance? Acrobat? Listen to this. Girl was going to marry a millionaire. Friend of hers said, do you know what you're doing? He's 78. The girl says, look, if someone gives you a blank check, you don't look at the date. Like it?
Devastating. Not so, Mrs. Peel?
It has a certain humorous shape.
Don't go away. I've got more, yeah?
We were hoping that you could help us.
I'm a writer, not an agent. Can't get anyone work.
We're not in the entertainment business.
Oh, in television. I've got a hilarious brain surgeon routine.
Not television.
Oh, a doe rabbit came out of the prairie bush and said, I wouldn't do that again for $50.
Yes. Well, we don't want to start any hairs running. I understand you used to write gags for Mary Maxie Martin.
Who hasn't worked for some time. Hardly surprising.
Maxie Martin? Dear old Maxie Martin. Whatever happened to him?
Yes, well, we thought you might be able to tell us.
I haven't seen him for years. A great comedian, a quick change artist.
You don't know where he might be at the moment?
No. Where do they all go? Vaudeville, Varabi, it's dead. theatres, music halls, closed. Maxie Martin and Jolly Jenkins. Old style, that act. Couldn't adapt a new routine.
Yes, well, tell me more about Maxie.
What is there to tell? He ruled the Gloucester Palladium. Played there for years. They loved him.
The Gloucester Palladium, that rings a bell.
Yeah, it's closed now, of course. Been stamped in empty for I don't know how long. Falling to pieces, I shouldn't wonder. Like all the other old theatres.
Yes, well, times change.
Sad. Sad when you think you'll never see Max's big feet again, and that red nose. Yeah, Variety's dead.
Is it? I wonder. Dead, but, won't lie down.
Or it might just be deciding to fight back.
By trailing around the old haunts like the Gloucester Palladium. Let's go, Mrs. Peel. Bye, Mr. Marler. Thanks a lot.
John Steed was sure he was right in thinking that the murders of the directors of the Capital Land and Development Company were connected with old-time Variety Music Hall. Mrs. Peel thought so too, but couldn't for the life of her see why. But there was evidence to link the crimes with Merry Maxie Martin and his partner, Jolly Jenkins. But no one, not even Bradley Marler, who used to write material for their act, knew where the two comedians were. It seems that old variety artists never die, they simply fade away. But successful company directors do die. Sir Jeremy Broadfoot, the Honourable Thomas Randolph Cleghorn, and now Brigadier Wiltshire. Lord Dessington, also on the board, was worried. Don't blame him.
Three of us gone now, Miss Charles.
Don't look at me, Lord Dessington. I really am almost as upset as you are. I assure you it had nothing to do with me.
Of course it hasn't, you silly woman. And you're safe enough.
I don't quite know what you mean.
Well, I mean, no one's likely to murder you.
I sincerely hope not. I've always tried to do my best for the company.
Yes, of course. Well, there's work to do. Come, let's go into my office. Dictation.
Yes, Lord Dessington. I'll just get my book.
Very well. Follow me.
At the door of his office, Lord Dessington paused and called back as he opened the door.
Oh, and bring with you the...
Lord Dessington staggered back into the boardroom. He gazed in horror at the floor of his office. There was a very large, heavy arc lamp, shattered in 100 pieces.
Miss Charles! Miss Charles!
Coming! Oh, what on earth have you done?
It isn't what I've done, Miss Charles. It's what someone has tried to do to me. Call John Steed. Tell him someone has just tried to kill me. Call him at once.
John Steed arrived in double-quick time.
Placed so that it would fall upon the next person to enter. Old-fashioned type of joke. The would-be killer has an old-fashioned mind. It all fits.
If I hadn't paused to give extra instructions to Miss Charles, then I'd probably...
Yes, I see what you mean. But our killer made one mistake. He didn't get you.
Lord Dessington, I've just heard the news. Are you all right?
Just all right, Seagrave. Just all right.
Well, it's no thanks to you, Steed. 3 of us dead. And now another murderous attack. And what, might I ask, have you been doing to help? Chasing eggs? Or is it still red noses?
One red nose, actually. Attached to a gentleman known as Merry Maxie Martin. Clown, comic, quick change artist, soft shoe shuffler, star of the Gloucester Palladium, and, I suspect, killer.
There's a killer about, all right. I can't say if... Gloucester Palladium, did you say?
Yes, that's right.
But this company owns the Gloucester Palladium.
Huh?
Miss Charles, fetch the file on the theatre building.
I'm afraid it isn't available. We filed it in our archives.
Eh? You'll just have to take our word for it, Steed. The Gloucester Palladium is ours. Bought it along with a whole chain of vaudeville theatres. 30 or 40 of them. All due for demolition, of course. Vaudeville's dead, as you know.
Yes, that's what Mrs. Peel and I have both been saying. And Mrs. Peel advanced the theory that vaudeville might be fighting back. It looks as though she's right, doesn't it?
In the main hall of Greasepaint Grange, the home of old variety actors, Mr. Punch, on his small Punch and Judy stage, was once again the center of attraction. He banged the stand with his cudgel.
Failed.
Oh, we're sorry, Mr. Punch.
Very sorry, Mr. Punch.
Sorry? What's the good of being sorry? It was a total failure.
Oh, don't worry. We'll do better, second house.
Yeah, of course. Second house, we always slay 'em.
Lord Dessington should now be dead.
But he will be. Very soon. You can't win 'em all, you know.
Jolly's right. We'll leave again immediately. It won't happen again. We promise. Come on, Jolly. Bum, 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 bum.
Yeah, we're very, very
Wait.
to leave.
Hey?
I asked the company earlier if there was anyone you could think of who might prove to be a danger to our plan.
Well, we told you, no one.
No one.
Miss Letty from Lancashire says otherwise. Not so, Miss Letty?
What about your old gag writer, Maxie? The one who gave you all those blue jokes that closed us down in Scunthorpe.
What, you mean...
That's right, Bradley Marler. He was a lousy writer, in my opinion. Should have stayed off the Stout more. But he was devoted to you. He'll know where you are and could give us all away.
Bradley Marler. Yeah. Haven't used him for years.
Well, you'd better use him now. Once and for all time. Agreed?
Bradley Marler, much as he loathed the medium, was working on a new TV series. It was clear from the amount of paper reaching up to his ankles that he wasn't getting along very smoothly. There was no knock at the door. It was merely thrown open. And entrance as usual.
I say. Would you care to hear what the girl said to the sailor?
Absolutely impossible.
Ha-ha, perfectly right, I think. Oh.
Maxie, Martin, and Johnny Jenkins. Great, just great. Hi, boys, take a chair.
Hi. Long time no see.
Funny you chaps should pitch up. You know, there's been a fella in here looking for you.
Is that so? You hear that, Jolly?
Just in time. We found you just in time.
Where you been hiding yourselves?
Underneath the arches. We dream our dreams away.
Got it! Grease Paint Grange. That's where you've been, of course. And you plan a comeback, so that's why you come to me. You need fresh material. You want to get in and make a killing, that's right?
A killing? That's right.
Killing, that's right.
Hey, do you remember that knife-throwing act I worked out for you? It was sensational. You remember, Johnny? You used to stand in front of that board.
Yes, that's right. Show me how, Brad. Show me how.
You have your hands outstretched like this. And you, Maxie, you used to pretend that you were drunk. Great.
Yeah, that's right. I used to stagger about the stage like this. Oh, yes. And I had a bit of pattern. I used to sing a little number. I'm hungover bad this morning. That's why they call me Max the Knife. And then I used to throw the knife, drunkenly, but of course very accurately, like this. Oh!
The large, vicious-looking knife swished through the air. It was accurate. The handle protruded from the center of Bradley Marlowe's chest.
Oh, we're very, very sad that you've had to leave us, but when you gotta go, you gotta go.
Well, now, Mrs. Peel, you know what you have to do.
Mm-hmm. Stay close to Lord Dessington, act as bodyguard.
That's right. I think there's no doubt that they'll try again.
Right. I'll stay very close. I won't let him out of my sight, not even for a second.
3 people have been killed, and, well, I suppose one can't blame people like young Seagrave for wondering why we haven't foreseen what would happen. They could try and get at Lord Dessington at any time.
Don't worry, Steve. They won't get at him. Not with me around.
That's what I like to hear. Confidence. Well, here we are. I only hope that Lord Dessington agrees to your being so, intimate.
We'll see just how intimate he thinks it's going to be.
I'm very worried, Mr. Seagrave. Very worried.
I think we all are, Miss Giles.
You know, Mr. Seagrave, that Lord Dessington is a very busy man. But in point of fact, he doesn't use his office as often as other people.
Oh, rubbish. Of course he does. Who else uses it more than he does?
One person in particular.
Who?
Me.
Good gracious. Well, you can hardly be serious. Who would want to kill you?
That's what Lord Dessington said. He considers me completely unimportant. But I'd like to point out that if these murders are calculated to destroy Project Cupid and undermine the whole of this company, there are 2 people who know more about the business dealings than any others. One is me, because as confidential secretary, nothing can be kept from me. And the other is you, Mr. Seagrave, as company secretary.
I think you should be worried, too. Don't you?
John Steed dropped Emma Peel off at Lord Dessington's and drove home in a thoughtful mood. When he entered his apartment, the phone was ringing.
Steed?
Steed. Mr. Steed. Marla.
Bradley Marla? Yes, what is it?
Don't know what you can make of this, but it really killed me. When Mary Maxie called.
Maxie Martin called on you. Did you get his address?
Yes, written it down on a paper. The knife.
Knife? What knife? What are you talking about? Marla? Marla, answer me.
It's on the...
Marla! What is it, Marla? What are you playing at, Marla?
No good, Steed. Bradley Marla has cracked his last gag. With 3 murders, 1 attempted murder, and 1 undiscovered murder they knew nothing about, John Steed and Emma Peel were not doing very well on this case. They knew that the whole board of the Capital Land and Development Company was threatened with destruction. They knew that a vaudeville artist, known on the boards as Mary Maxie Martin, and his partner Jolly Jenkins, were possibly responsible for the crimes. But how and why was still a mystery. Steed and Mrs. Peel felt that their job was to protect the remaining members who could be in danger. Lord Dessington was an obvious target, one attempt having already been made on his life.
Shh! Wait. Oh! Miss Charles, isn't it?
Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Quite thrown off my balance. Oh, I'm so sorry, Lord Dessington. I didn't mean to disturb you.
No. Come in, Miss Charles. Come in.
Miss Charles is in.
I came to remind you, sir, that you are due at Farrington Hall today. You asked me to jog your memory.
Yes, so I did. Do you fancy a trip into the country?
Oh, yes. Yes, I think that sounds very attractive.
You are going with Mrs. Peel?
Well, why not?
I'm sorry, sir. I apologize. After all, it has nothing to do with me.
You're right there.
I have apologized.
What is it, Miss Charles? Don't you approve of my charming bodyguard? Mrs. Peel has agreed to look after me. You think it's a good idea?
It isn't for me to say, sir, is it?
No, it isn't. But now you've shown your disapproval, you might just as well continue your opinions.
Well, as you have asked, I hardly think that it is right for the company's image.
Do you think that another murder might help the company's image, Miss Charles?
I hardly think that the would-be killer will strike again so soon, particularly at Farrington Hall. However, Lord Dessington, I'm sure that the lady knows what she is doing.
Yes, I'm sure that she does. Shall we go then, Mrs. Peel? Before the sparks fly.
While Mrs. Peel concentrated on her task of looking after Lord Dessington, John Steed was following up on the mysterious phone call he'd had from Bradley Marla, the variety gag writer. He'd called at Marla's office before to ask for information regarding Maxie Martin. Marla had promised to help trace him if it was at all possible. But the phone call had been desperate and garbled. Steed had got round there straight away to find...
Stabbed. That's what he meant about the knife. Stabbed or is this a throwing knife? Yes, it is. A knife thrown into his chest. Knife-throwing act? Again, we have this theatricality. I must have dragged himself to the phone, dialed my number, blurted out the message, and then this. But he did say he'd written down the address where Maxie Martin is staying, but where in all this?
Steed looked around at the hopeless confusion of Marla's office. The whole place was knee-deep in papers, all scribbled on.
My wife is so changeable. A month ago I adored her. Today I can't stand the sight of her. A candle maker is one who works only on weekends. Oh, no. No wonder Maxie Martin gave it up if this is all he had to go on. Oh, well, somewhere amongst this lot is the clue I'm after. It's only a question of time.
And Mr. Punch addressed his audience once again with...
It's only a question of time. They're all going. Bradley Marler had taken his last curtain call.
Oh, well, we did our best, Mr. Punch.
And you know what our best is like? We knock 'em out.
We paralyze 'em.
We slay 'em.
Oh, laugh, why? We thought we would have cried. We slayed 'em in the old Kent Road.
Very good, very good, very good. But now to business. You must both leave at once. It is essential that you both rectify your previous mistake. You know what I mean.
Lord Dessington?
Lord Dessington?
Lord Dessington. He must be killed. He must be killed. He must be killed. He must be killed.
Lord Dessington drove Mrs. Peel down into the country. He was in a particularly thoughtful mood.
A penny for them, Mrs. Peel.
Oh, just going over things. Steed and I haven't done too well on this case, Lord Dessington.
Well, it's hardly your fault. The whole affair is quite bewildering. I mean, what the devil have we got to do with music halls and all that sort of rubbish?
Well, it's clear enough that your company has taken over lots of the old variety theatres and is in the process of pulling them down.
Even so, that's just a business transaction. Vaudeville is dead. There's no place for it. We can't blame us.
But somebody does.
Yes, but why?
I'm not sure. There's more to it than that. The Variety Act is just a cover-up. There's someone who's behind it all. It must be someone who knows about Project Cupid.
Eh? You think so?
I'm sure of it.
Well, I don't see it myself.
Well, neither do I. That's the reason I'm trying to think it all out. How long has Miss Charles worked for you, Lord Dessington?
About 2 years.
Yes, I see. And all the information on Project Cupid is filed away in the offices of the Capital Land and Development Company?
Of course. I'll tell you quite frankly, Mrs. Peel, that I'm darn glad to get out of the place for a bit. I don't know why, but I feel safer in the country.
Well, I wouldn't be too sure about that, Lord Dessington. Are we here already?
Yes, this is Farrington Hall. Or at least where it will be.
But it isn't even built.
No, not yet. But it's all planned. Like your opinion on it. As you see, it's all marked out with white tape. Every room. Do you understand Builder's plan?
Well, I haven't exactly majored in the subject, but I think I can catch on. The house will face this way.
Yes, that's right. The windows will be here, facing the hill.
Remarkable view.
Mrs. Peel, you are standing in the fireplace.
Oh, so sorry. I think the place has possibilities, Lord Dessington, but I'm...
Mrs. Peel stopped and looked keenly at a cluster of bushes.
What is it, Mrs. Peel?
I thought I saw something move down there in what will be your gardens. The bushes. They move.
Burnham Wood comes to Dunton, eh?
Well, something like that. Although it's unlucky to quote from Macbeth, you know. We've had plenty of attention from the variety stages. Heaven help us if the classics catch up with us.
That was hardly likely, for down in the bushes, the two comedians were ready to start their act yet once again.
Ready, Jolly, old boy?
Ready, Maxie? We've got to be good this time.
Yeah, sure. Now, just keep up the pace and don't gag through the laughs.
Do you think we're going to get in it?
Sure. He who laughs last and all that. Are you all set? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. You've got to S-M-I-L-E to B-H-A-P-P-Y.
Back in the marked-out foundations of Farrington Hall, Mrs. Peel and Lord Dessington were amazed to hear the sounds of a comedy song emanating from the bottom of the grounds. Lord Dessington was inclined to be amused. Mrs. Peel wasn't. She drew a revolver from her handbag, gave an order to Lord Dessington...
Stay here.
...and made off in the direction of the sound.
Here she comes. Now, you take her on, Jolly. I'll do the dirty deed.
Sure. Come here, me proud beauty.
Jolly legged it into the bushes. Mrs. Peel followed. But Merry Maxim Martin remained hidden. Then, when all the confusion appeared to have passed, he calmly walked up the slight slope and said to Lord Dessington,
"Oh, I'm very, very sad that you have to leave us, but when you gotta go, you gotta go."
What the devil? Keep your hands off!
That's too bad. A bit of a tight squeeze, as the actress said to the bishop.
Maxie had his hands round Lord Dessington's throat. A short while later, Lord Dessington died. Mrs. Peel tore after Jolly Jenkins, but she didn't catch him. In a strange way, he seemed to know the undergrowth better than she did. He just vanished.
I missed him. How the devil did that happen? Not a disappearing act as well.
Mrs. Peel returned to the marked-out patch of ground where Lord Dessington had planned to build Farrington Hall. He lay, sprawled in the grass, amongst the chalk marks.
Oh, no.
It was at that moment that Mrs. Peel heard the car taking off. She could have sworn that someone in the car was singing.
It's very sad that you've had to leave us, but when you've gotta go, you've gotta go.
Mrs. Peel made after the car. In Lord Dessington's Rolls-Royce, she was able to make good time, catching up easily on the worn-out old jalopy driven by Maxie Martin. But he hadn't far to go. He turned into the entrance to Greasepaint Grange just ahead of her. It was at that precise moment that John Steed stopped wading through countless pages of script written by Bradley Marler.
Ah, got it. Gresham Grange, commonly known as Greasepaint Grange. Of course, the old-timers' rest home. That's where we'll find them.
You'll find tragedy unless you move more quickly, Steed. Get going. Mrs. Peel had been driven down to the site of Farrington Hall by Lord Dessington. John Steed had appointed Mrs. Peel as Lord Dessington's personal bodyguard, and Mrs. Peel hadn't done too good a job. Lord Dessington was dead, strangled by Maxie Martin, who, with his partner Jolly Jenkins, had made a smooth getaway. But Mrs. Peel had followed them and ended up at Greasepaint Grange. Outside the building, she swung the car to a stop. To her surprise, she found herself confronted by a policeman.
Good afternoon, madam. What seems to be the trouble?
Oh, well, I can't explain, officer, but I've traced two men here. I suspect they're criminals. Thank goodness you're here. Will you please stand by? I may need you to make an arrest.
Well, of course, ma'am. I'm on duty. Got me truncheon ready, and where I hit, no grass ever grows. Like this.
Oh.
Mrs. Peel, taken completely by surprise, collapsed under the blow. Maxie Martin caught her expertly and whistled to Jolly Jenkins.
Give us a hand, Jolly. A bird in the bush is worth two in the cinema.
Right.
Ooh, they always fall, don't they? Funny I can always fool a woman.
Bless him. What would Madness be without him, eh?
Too true. Let's get her inside. Mr. Punch will want to know the latest happenings. Now, you take her feet. I'll hold her under the arms. Here we go now then.
Oh, we're very, very pleased that you come to join us.
And when you've got to come, you've got to come.
Mr. Punch, on his small stage in the main hall, was interested.
No one saw you? Are you sure?
Ah, sure we are. She was alone, wasn't she, Jolly?
That's right. She followed us. What could we do? We didn't bring her here. She must know about Lord Dessington, though.
Then there is only one thing to be done. This woman must be eliminated.
Yeah, but listen, that's all very well, but I can't kill a young bird like her. I agree with everything you say, but no, I can't do that.
You've killed often, Mary Maxie. Why the distinction?
I don't know. I just can't. Can you, Jolly?
I don't know. I've never tried.
Why don't you hand her over to Frederick? He's always looking for extras in his act.
That's okay with me, Mr. Punch. Let me have her. For me new Sawing a Woman in Arms act. I need a new assistant.
Well, the other four didn't last long.
Now, look, that's not fair. Listen to me. That'll be horrible death. Look, Mr. Punch, look, if we got to kill her, then let's do it quickly.
Then who will volunteer to do it quickly? You say you won't, Maxie?
No, I've already told you, no.
Then it is agreed. Give her to Fiery Frederick.
Well, that's agreed then. So what? What happens now? What's the next move, Mr. Punch?
We have nearly completed the mission. There will be a final meeting here this evening at 6 o'clock. Understood?
But there's only one more left on the board, and
6 o'clock. Ladies and gentlemen, that's enough.
Meanwhile, John Steed prepared to invade the old-timers' home. He drove up to the main entrance and introduced himself as...
I'm Gentleman Jack, a smile, song, and an umbrella. And the umbrellas,
I'm afraid we're full up. Can I help you otherwise?
Well, this is Greasepaint Grange, the home for retired West End fun makers.
Yes,
a stopping-over place for resting artists.
Yes,
well, I'm resting.
Right. Oh, not here, you're not. No vacancies. You can't stay here. Not even if you're good.
Oh, but surely you can't have any objections to showing me around. I mean, I may be able to put a little money into the place. Angel Jack, that's what I've been called in my time. I'm married an angel. Some people have all the luck, of course. Thank you. Lead on, then, would you?
Letty, the lass from Lancashire, had no reply to Steed in this ebullient mood. He walked straight past her into the main room.
Oh, very well. I suppose a quick look round won't do any harm. Now, this is the main hall. We're all very comfortable here, as you can see. This is, of course, the lounge.
A small Punch and Judy stand. All entertainment's laid on. Can't wait for a vacancy. And tell me, what's behind the main curtain?
That's just an anteroom. The guest rooms are this way. The apartments down there are private. This way.
Letty ushered Steed through the rooms at breakneck speed. As far as he could tell, it all appeared to be normal and above board, but as he was leaving...
Thank you so very much. Very, very kind of you. Goodbye.
Steed noticed Lord Dessington's car parked outside. On the front seat was a handbag, Mrs. Peel's. Steed made his way back into the Grange, this time by the back windows. Steed found himself behind the stage curtains of the main lounge. The act, Fiery Frederick and his death-defying assistant, was in active preparation. Mrs. Peel, gagged and bound, was on the platform, her body encased in a wooden box. Fiery Fred was sharpening a saw. Steed knew he couldn't let this go on much longer. He approached the illusionist and said,
"Want to see a smash hit?"
What?
This. All right, Mrs. Peel. Soon have you out and... No gags, eh?
Oh, thanks, Steed. About time you got in on the act. This place is...
What the devil's been going on?
I wouldn't know. I followed two men down here and got knocked out over the head by a fake policeman. I came to with that character about to give a performance. What now, Steed?
Mingle with the other guests and try to look like an old, out-of-work actor.
Well, the way I feel at the moment, that should be easy. Hey, listen.
Come on, we don't want to miss the final curtain.
We'll lead the way. Let's get this show off the road. Thank heavens Fiery Frederick's act has been cancelled. Lead on.
Attention! I have reviewed the situation and decided that we will call a halt to operations for a while.
Hey, what you talking about?
Quiet!
Very well. But I don't understand, Mr. Punch. We've nearly completed our task. There's only one member of the board of the Capital Land and Development Company left.
Yeah, that's right. With them all wiped out, we can take over the theatres again. We'll all be back in business.
Yes, you can't stop us now. Right, everybody?
There's no business like show business like no business
Listen to me! Listen!
What's he talking about now?
Now, the whole thing was my idea. And it is I who will have the final say.
No, we want action. We've been out of action long enough.
Action you will get. But the wrong move will jeopardize everything we have achieved so far.
Why? I don't get that.
Jolly is right. Why will it?
Believe me, I know what is best. Like you, I want to see us all working again. All the theatres in lights, the audiences applauding, the curtains going up, the rebirth of vaudeville.
He's right. The rebirth of vaudeville. And that means live acts, not puppets and Punch and Judy shows, but flesh and blood again.
Who are you to question my decisions?
Gentleman Jack, a song, a smile, and an umbrella. And the umbrellas.
Yes, he's right. We don't want to be told what to do by a tatty end of the pier Punch and Judy show.
Of course not. We've taken orders from puppets for too long.
I bet he isn't even fully paid up at equity.
Down with Punch and Judy show.
John Steed and Emma Peel were always good at stirring up trouble, and this time they excelled themselves. Within minutes, it was a free-for-all.
Steed
got in a quick
jab at Maxie, who thought it was delivered by Jolly. They came to blows quite easily.
Why, you dirty, rotten little... You always ruin our act.
How dare you, hogging the limelight all the time, always wanting top billing.
Peel, turn over the Punch and Judy.
From under the wrecked stage crawled the figure of Mr. Punch.
Seagrave.
Of course. It had to be him, the only one left.
Get out of my way. This gun is loaded.
And so there's Truncheon, the old one too, Mrs. Peel.
Right.
1, 2. It was all a plan to sabotage Project Cupid. Seagrave assumed that being the only one left on the board of directors of the Capital Land and Development Company, he'd be able to ruin the whole plan.
Very nearly succeeded, too, didn't he? He had his own contractors. He could have planted explosives underground,
Sabotaged the whole thing before it began.
How very pathetic. Using out-of-work actors to bring it all about. Sad, really. Oh, well, I suppose none of them will ever make the big time now.
No, might get some work on South African television. Like to see a show this evening, Mrs. Peel? A live show?
Oh, I don't think so. Thanks, Steed. I think I'd sooner take in a movie. Perhaps a horror movie. Bound to be one on somewhere.
So much less frightening than the real thing, I agree. But I prefer really witty comedy. Which reminds me, did I ever tell you the story about... well, stop me if you've heard this one, won't you?
And with a vicious uppercut, Jimmy Anderson finishes trimming his whole hedge in just 3 hours, 11 minutes. Great work, Jimmy. You play any other sport?
Yes, dominoes.
You're looking pretty cool, Jimmy. What deodorant do you use?
Shield for Sportsmen, of course.
Why?
It works.
Shield for Sportsmen deodorant won't stick, sting, or stain. In aerosol or roll-on, it's made to keep sportsmen cool and dry. Think what it can do for you.
So many women tell us that once an Omo user, always an Omo user. Women like Mrs. Clark of East London.
This is certainly the one that I've stuck to. And it's all I get now.
Yes, Goldwater Omo cleans best. Over 1 million housewives have proved it.